The image of a winner standing on a podium, basking in applause and the glow of stage lights, has been etched into our minds as the ultimate definition of victory. It's the moment the best are celebrated, while the rest are forgotten. But what if winning isn't about the spotlight? What if true success lies not in the accolades, but in the journey itself, and how we face our inner struggles? Have you ever thought about it this way? A friend of mine once risked everything on his tech startup. Believing his product would revolutionize the market, he poured his energy, time, and resources into this dream. But after just a year, his company went bankrupt. Friends and acquaintances looked at him with pity, whispering about his failure. On the surface, he had lost, yet beneath that loss was something greater: resilience, growth, and an unshakable mindset that defined his true victory. In today's video, we'll explore how Stoic philosophy redefines winning. It's not about external trophies or applause, but about mastering the self, embracing the journey, and living with purpose. Through relatable stories and actionable insights, you'll discover how to transform challenges into stepping stones for personal growth. Before we dive in, I want to hear your perspective. What does victory mean to you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's redefine success together. 1. Contrasting with conventional winning, victory, in the eyes of many, is a dazzling spectacle. It's the gleaming trophy, the roaring applause, and the envious stares from the sidelines. Society often measures success by what can be seen: wealth, status, and power. Winning to many feels like stepping into the limelight, commanding admiration. But what happens when the spotlight fades? What happens when the applause stops? For the Stoics, these external markers of success are fleeting, like shadows cast by the sun. True victory isn't the spotlight, it's the steady glow of inner peace that lights one's path, even in the darkest times. The fear of failure haunts many. It looms like a shadow, driving people to chase external achievements at all costs. Failure is seen as shameful, a mark of inadequacy. This fear traps us in a cycle of chasing what others deem successful, robbing us of the courage to embrace challenges. Yet, Stoic philosophy turns this narrative on its head. It teaches us that failure is not a disgrace, but an opportunity. It is not the end of the road, but a step on the journey of self-improvement. Let me take you back to the story of my friend, the tech entrepreneur. When he started his company, he equated victory with external success: market dominance, financial gain, and widespread acclaim. He believed his worth was tied to his startup's valuation and the recognition it could bring. When the business collapsed, he didn't just lose money, he felt he had lost himself. For weeks, he avoided friends, ashamed of what he thought was failure. But beneath the surface of his despair, something remarkable began to happen. Stripped of the external markers of success, he started asking deeper questions. What truly matters? Is success defined by applause, or is it about resilience? Now imagine yourself in his shoes. You've poured years of effort into a dream, only to watch it crumble. What would you do? Many might retreat, letting fear and shame dictate their next steps. Modern society reinforces this, equating success with material wealth, luxury cars, sprawling mansions, and corner office titles. These symbols, while alluring, often become traps. They promise happiness but rarely deliver the lasting fulfillment we seek. How often have you seen someone achieve their goals only to feel emptier than before? This is where Stoicism offers an alternative path. It tells us that true victory lies not in the result, but in how we face the journey. My friend realized this as he reflected on his so-called failure. He began to see his collapse not as the end, but as a new beginning. He focused on what he could control: his mindset, his emotions, and his next actions. Instead of mourning what he had lost, he celebrated what he had gained: resilience, clarity, and a deeper understanding of himself. Slowly, he rebuilt, not with the goal of external validation, but to live a life aligned with his values. And here lies the heart of the Stoic perspective. Winning is not about what you achieve outwardly, but how you grow inwardly. It's about mastering your fears and doubts, confronting challenges with courage, and embracing the process of becoming better every day. External victories may come and go, but the strength you build within endures. Ask yourself, do you agree that true victory lies in personal growth rather than external achievements? Share your perspective below. Let's start a conversation. For you watching this now, consider the ways society defines success and how they influence your choices. Are you chasing trophies or building a life that aligns with your values? When faced with a setback, don't see it as failure. Instead, see it as a chance to grow. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This mindset, rooted in Stoic wisdom, transforms every challenge into an opportunity for true victory. 2. It is a state of mind. When most people think of victory, often comes with fleeting exhilaration. The applause, the congratulations, and the brief moment of glory can feel intoxicating, but they fade as quickly as they arrive. Stoicism offers a different perspective. I will win is not about the external highs. It's about cultivating a steadfast, unshakable mental state. It's about staying calm, composed, and resilient, no matter what life throws at you. While most people chase control over external circumstances, the Stoics remind us that the only thing we truly have control over is our mind. Everything else is subject to change, uncertainty, and forces beyond us. How often do you believe you're in control of your life? Do you think you can influence every outcome? Or do you focus on the one thing that matters most, your mindset? Take a moment to reflect. What do you truly control, and how does it shape your perspective on challenges? I once heard a story about a middle-aged man who was diagnosed with a severe illness. It was the kind of news that could crush anyone, a turning point where despair might easily take hold. But instead of crumbling, this man made a choice. He focused on what he could control: his diet, his exercise, his mental well-being. Each day he reminded himself, I will win. Not in the sense of defeating the disease, but in refusing to let fear dictate his life. His calm determination inspired those around him, not because he conquered the illness, but because he mastered his fears and found peace within. His story exemplifies a profound truth. Fear and anxiety often emerge when we try to control what lies beyond our reach. When a job loss, a broken relationship, or a health scare happens, the natural reaction is panic, an emotional storm that can cloud our judgment. But the Stoics see these moments as opportunities. Adversity, they say, is the perfect training ground for the mind. I will win means responding not with despair, but with clarity and rationality, using every challenge as a chance to strengthen inner peace. Picture yourself in a difficult situation, a project at work spiraling out of control, an unexpected financial burden, or a personal setback. It's tempting to let frustration or fear take over. But what if instead you paused? What if you reminded yourself of what you could influence: your effort, your attitude, and your perspective? By redirecting your energy toward what's within your control, you not only find solutions, but also regain your composure. The Stoics emphasize this principle with timeless wisdom. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you let go of what you cannot change, the weight of the world begins to lift. In its place, a calm determination grows, a state of mind unshaken by the chaos outside. This perspective transforms not only how we handle challenges, but also how we view success. It shifts the focus from external outcomes to internal mastery. The man with the illness didn't win by curing himself. He won by mastering his response, choosing serenity over panic. In the same way, your greatest victories may not come from changing the world, but from transforming how you perceive and react to it. The next time life tests you, ask yourself, what can I control right now? Your mind holds the key to victory, not through force or domination, but through resilience and clarity. This mindset doesn't just bring peace, it empowers you to face every challenge with strength and purpose. This is the essence of I will win. It's not a fleeting triumph, it's a way of living, anchored in the unwavering belief that no matter what happens, you can remain steady, calm, and in control of yourself. 3. It is the path itself. For many, victory is defined by the finish line. It's the end goal that captures all the attention, the singular moment that seems to validate the effort invested. But what about the journey? What about the countless steps, the struggles, the quiet moments of perseverance that lead to that achievement? Most people overlook these moments, focusing solely on the result. Stoicism, however, values the path itself. I will win is not just about achieving the goal. It's about living fully through each step of the journey, finding meaning in the process, and growing from the challenges encountered along the way. Think about your own life. Have you ever pursued a goal so intensely that you forgot to appreciate the lessons you were learning as you moved toward it? Have you noticed how those experiences, both the triumphs and the failures, shaped you? Pause for a moment and ask yourself, how have you grown in the process of striving for something important? A friend of mine once shared his story about the ups and downs of marriage. Building a happy family was never easy for him and his wife. They faced disagreements, misunderstandings, and moments where walking away might have seemed simpler than staying. But instead of seeing conflict as a failure, they chose to view it as a challenge to overcome together. They didn't aim for a perfect relationship, free of arguments. Their focus shifted to working through difficulties with patience, sacrifice, and mutual understanding. For them, "I will win" in marriage wasn't about avoiding hardships. It was about weathering the storms together and growing stronger as a team. Over time, their commitment deepened, and they realized that their greatest victories were found in the small, daily acts of love and perseverance. Now imagine someone in their 40s deciding to learn a musical instrument or take up a new sport. It's not easy. The awkward first attempts, the frustration of slow progress, and the temptation to quit often overshadow the initial enthusiasm. But for those who stick with it, something incredible happens. The goal may not be to become a professional musician or athlete. Instead, the real victory lies in embracing the process, finding joy in each note played or each swing perfected, and celebrating the personal growth that comes with the effort. This is what Stoicism emphasizes. Life is not a series of destinations. It's an ongoing journey where every moment matters. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Obstacles, rather than being hindrances, are opportunities to develop resilience and patience. Each challenge on the path is not an interruption, but an integral part of growth. Reflect on how this applies to your own goals. Are you racing toward the end, missing the valuable lessons along the way? Are you focused on the destination without appreciating the growth happening now? When you change your perspective, every step becomes meaningful. Every struggle transforms into a chance to strengthen your character, your resolve, and your sense of purpose. The path itself is the victory. When my friend looked back on his marriage, he didn't measure success by how conflict-free their life had been. Instead, he saw the moments of vulnerability, the willingness to compromise, and the commitment to keep trying as the true markers of success. Similarly, when you embark on any journey, whether personal, professional, or relational, the process defines you more than the outcome ever could. Let this idea sink in. "I will win" isn't about a grand, singular achievement. It's about the quiet triumphs of the everyday, choosing to persevere, embracing challenges, and finding fulfillment in the effort itself. Whatever your journey may be, see the value in each step you take, for it is there that true growth and peace reside. 4. It is mastering the self. Many people spend their lives trying to control the world around them, believing that this will bring them success and happiness. They aim to control their circumstances, the opinions of others, and even unpredictable events. But what happens when the world doesn't cooperate? Stoicism teaches that true victory is not about controlling others or circumstances, but about mastering our own emotions, thoughts, and actions. "I will win" means choosing how to respond to every situation, even when fear or frustration tempts us to react impulsively. It's natural to fear difficulties or to avoid them altogether. After all, self-preservation often feels easier than self-confrontation. But Stoics approach challenges differently. Instead of running away, they choose to face them head-on. They see each obstacle as an opportunity to practice self-control and grow stronger. To win is to take ownership of your reactions, to decide how you will act, no matter what happens. A friend once told me about his struggle with procrastination. He was the kind of person who always delayed important tasks, convincing himself there would be a better time to handle them. But deep down, he knew that his habits were holding him back from reaching his goals. One day, he decided enough was enough. He started small, setting a strict schedule for himself and committing to it. He used a simple mantra, "I will win," to remind himself that each disciplined act was a victory over his laziness. The first week was hard. The temptation to slip back into old habits loomed large, but he pushed through. Slowly, those small wins added up. He found himself completing tasks not because he had to, but because he had built the discipline to do so. Through consistent effort, he conquered procrastination and became a more focused, productive version of himself. Now think about a situation where emotions have gotten the better of you. Perhaps it was a moment of anger, a heated argument with a friend or a colleague. Reacting in the heat of the moment may have led to regret later. Imagine a man with a quick temper who constantly found himself at odds with those around him. Frustrated by the strain it placed on his relationships, he resolved to change. Instead of letting anger control him, he practiced pausing and taking a deep breath whenever he felt the familiar heat rising. He started journaling his emotions to understand their roots and reflected on the Stoic idea that no external force can control his mind unless he lets it. Over time, he transformed into someone calmer, more measured, and more capable of fostering healthy connections. The Stoic approach to mastering oneself lies in this deliberate practice of restraint and reflection. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." These words remind us that every time we choose patience over anger, discipline over laziness, or courage over fear, we win a battle that matters far more than any external conquest. Ask yourself, how often do you let your emotions or habits dictate your choices? And how would your life change if you mastered them instead? When we take responsibility for our internal struggles, we gain a strength that no external success can match. Procrastination, anger, fear, each of these is a chance to practice self-mastery. The next time you face a moment of temptation or emotional turmoil, pause. Ask yourself, what can I control right now? You'll find that the answer always lies within. Your mind, your actions, your choices. These are the things that define true victory. "I will win" is not a fleeting declaration, but a commitment to live each day with intention, to face challenges with courage, and to build a life rooted in discipline and inner peace. That is the kind of victory that lasts. 5. It comes at a price. We often find ourselves making compromises to avoid discomfort. It's human nature to seek the path of least resistance, but the Stoics challenge us to think differently. True victory, they say, demands discipline and perseverance, even when no one is watching. "I will win" means committing to the process, enduring temporary hardships, and rejecting the temptation of short-term comfort for long-term fulfillment. I remember a personal struggle with quitting smoking. For years, I knew it was damaging my health, yet I kept finding excuses to delay quitting. One day, I decided enough was enough. The first 3 days were a battle. Constant cravings, irritability, and a nagging voice in my head telling me to give in. But I held strong, determined to prioritize my health. Then, on the 4th day, I slipped. A stressful moment led me to justify having just one cigarette. That single compromise unraveled my progress, and I was back where I started. It was only later, when I fully embraced the Stoic idea of sacrifice, that I understood. "I will win" is about being willing to let go of momentary relief to achieve a greater goal. It's about standing firm, even when it feels impossible. This principle applies to many areas of life. Think about the sacrifices required to build a successful business. Entrepreneurs often pour countless hours into their work, sacrificing leisure time, financial stability, and sometimes even personal relationships. They endure rejection, setbacks, and sleepless nights, all in pursuit of a vision. "I will win" in this context isn't just about financial success. It's about the willingness to pay the price of growth, learning, and perseverance. It's about choosing the long term over the immediate, the meaningful over the easy. The Stoics understood this deeply. Epictetus famously said, "What ought one to say then as each hardship comes? I was practicing for this, I was training for this." To the Stoics, every challenge is an opportunity to strengthen the mind and prepare for greater trials ahead. The discomfort you face today is not an obstacle. It's a stepping stone to something greater. By enduring and growing through it, you build resilience and fortitude. Reflect on your own life. What have you compromised to avoid discomfort? What goals have you delayed because the sacrifices seem too great? It's not an easy question to answer, but it's a necessary one. The truth is, nothing worth achieving comes without a cost. Whether it's building a career, improving your health, or nurturing a meaningful relationship, sacrifices are inevitable. The question is whether you're willing to make them. Let's return to the concept of "I will win." It's not a declaration of victory over external challenges, but over the part of ourselves that seeks ease over effort. When I finally quit smoking for good, it wasn't because the cravings disappeared or the process got easier. It was because I committed fully to the idea that my health mattered more than momentary comfort. Every time the temptation arose, I reminded myself of the greater goal and stayed the course. This mindset is what transforms sacrifice from a burden into a choice rooted in the pursuit of something meaningful. If you're facing a challenge right now, whether it's breaking a bad habit, building a dream, or improving your relationships, ask yourself, what am I willing to give up to win? Embrace the sacrifices as part of the journey, not as obstacles in your way. The Stoics teach us that the greatest victories come not from avoiding discomfort, but from enduring it with purpose. In the end, the price you pay is not a loss. It's an investment in the person you are becoming. And that, more than anything, is worth the cost. 6. It demands commitment. We all begin with enthusiasm. A new goal, a fresh start. These things ignite excitement and hope. But what happens when the initial energy fades? Many of us lose momentum, finding it easier to give up than to push through. Stoicism teaches that commitment isn't about fleeting motivation, it's about discipline and perseverance. "I will win" means continuing the journey, even when the road gets tough and the spark of excitement is gone. It's the quiet resolve to keep going, no matter how difficult the path becomes. This principle became clear to me when I finally succeeded in quitting smoking. In the beginning, the decision felt empowering, like a fresh chapter in my life. But as the cravings hit and the initial excitement wore off, doubts crept in. The urge to give in was overwhelming, but this time I made a promise to myself, a commitment to prioritize my health over fleeting comfort. When the temptation struck, I reminded myself why I started and focused on the long-term benefits. Day by day, I replaced the habit with healthier routines, and eventually the cravings diminished. It wasn't motivation that carried me through, it was the commitment to my well-being. This kind of determination applies to every aspect of life. Take relationships, for example. Building a strong, lasting bond requires more than romantic promises or occasional gestures. It demands consistent effort, understanding, and patience from both sides. "I will win" in love isn't about avoiding arguments or expecting perfection. It's about showing up every day, choosing to listen, compromise, and care even when things aren't easy. The strength of a relationship lies not in grand moments, but in the daily actions that nurture trust and connection. Stoicism offers profound insights into this idea. The Stoics understood that life's greatest achievements don't come from sporadic bursts of effort, but from unwavering dedication. Epictetus wrote, "No great thing is created suddenly." Whether it's quitting a harmful habit, nurturing a relationship, or pursuing a career goal, true success requires patience and steady progress. The key is to stay committed, even when immediate results aren't visible. Each step forward, no matter how small, builds momentum towards something meaningful. If you're struggling with a goal or a challenge right now, ask yourself, what's holding you back? Are you waiting for the perfect moment, or are you letting fleeting discomfort steer you away from your purpose? Commitment isn't about perfection, it's about showing up every single day and choosing to stay on the path. "I will win" is not about avoiding setbacks or never feeling tempted. It's about how you respond when those moments come. Will you let them derail you, or will you recommit to your values and keep moving forward? This philosophy applies to all areas of life. Whether you're trying to build healthier habits, strengthen a relationship, or achieve a professional milestone, the process will test you. But it's in those tests that you prove your resolve and grow stronger. Think about someone training for a marathon. The initial thrill of signing up is quickly replaced by the grind of daily runs, sore muscles, and long hours of preparation. But those who succeed don't rely on excitement to carry them through. They rely on their commitment to the goal. Every step they take, even the difficult ones, builds the strength and resilience they'll need to cross the finish line. Stoicism reminds us that the true reward isn't just in achieving the goal, but in becoming the kind of person who stays committed, no matter what. When you choose discipline over ease and persistence over giving up, you embody the spirit of "I will win." This mindset transforms challenges into stepping stones and ensures that every effort you make brings you closer to the life you want. Let commitment guide your journey, and you'll find that the victories you achieve are not only meaningful, but lasting. 7. It is a way of life. Victory is often seen as a separate event, an achievement that stands apart from the rest of life. But for the Stoics, winning is not a moment, it's a way of being. "I will win" is not confined to a single goal or milestone. It weaves into every decision, every challenge, and every moment of the day. It's about living with purpose and integrity, no matter the circumstances. There's a small business owner near my home who embodies this idea. His goal wasn't just to make as much money as possible. Instead, he set out to build a sustainable business that reflected his values. He prioritized quality products, fairness to his employees, and genuine care for his customers. Every day, he saw his work as an opportunity to practice patience, fairness, and courage. When the market fluctuated and his business faced setbacks, he didn't panic. Instead, he calmly assessed the situation, adapting with resilience and creativity. For him, "I will win" wasn't measured solely in profits, but in the integrity with which he navigated difficulties, the respect he earned, and the way he stayed true to his principles. This story highlights an important truth. Winning, in the Stoic sense, is about aligning your actions with your values. It's about choosing to act with integrity, even when external pressures make it difficult. Imagine a man who decides to live by his beliefs, even if it means facing criticism or isolation. "I will win" in his life is not about conforming to societal expectations, but about staying authentic to himself. It's about having the courage to stand firm in a world that often rewards compromise. Stoicism reminds us that life is a series of choices. Each choice shapes who we are becoming. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This philosophy urges us to focus not on appearances or external rewards, but on the quality of our actions and the consistency of our character. Winning is no longer about a specific outcome, but about living each day with purpose and virtue. Ask yourself, what does winning mean in your life? Is it achieving external goals, or is it about living in alignment with your values? When you start to see victory as a way of life, every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow. Every decision becomes a chance to strengthen your integrity, and every moment becomes part of a larger journey toward a meaningful and fulfilling existence. In the case of the business owner, his success wasn't about avoiding challenges, but embracing them as part of the process. Similarly, living authentically requires accepting that not everyone will understand or agree with your choices. But when you act with integrity, you gain something far greater than approval. You gain peace of mind and a deep sense of purpose. "I will win" is a declaration of commitment to this way of life. It's about being steadfast in the face of adversity, compassionate in the face of conflict, and wise in the face of temptation. Whether you're leading a business, nurturing a relationship, or pursuing personal growth, this mindset transforms every aspect of life. It creates a foundation of strength and stability that no external force can shake. Let this idea guide you. Winning isn't an isolated event. It's the cumulative result of daily choices made with intention and courage. When you live this way, success is no longer something you chase. It becomes a natural part of who you are. With every step, you are not just achieving goals, but becoming the person you were meant to be. And that, in the end, is the greatest victory of all. As we come to the end of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've explored together. "I will win" is more than a statement. It's a way of life rooted in the timeless principles of Stoicism. It's about mastering your emotions, committing to your values, and finding strength within yourself to face life's challenges with courage and clarity. True victory isn't found in fleeting moments of external success, but in the resilience, discipline, and authenticity you cultivate every single day. We've seen how the Stoics redefine winning, not as a final destination, but as a journey where every step matters. Whether it's overcoming procrastination, nurturing relationships, building a meaningful career, or standing firm in your beliefs, the essence of victory lies in how you choose to act in the face of adversity. It's in the small, daily decisions to rise above fear, to embrace challenges, and to live with purpose. I encourage you to take these lessons and practice them in your own life. Start small. Commit to mastering one habit, one reaction, or one area of your life where you feel stuck. Remember, progress doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent effort, you'll see transformation. Reflect on your choices, celebrate your growth, and stay true to the path you've set for yourself. And now, I invite you to share your story. What does "I will win" mean to you? How have you overcome challenges or embraced personal growth? Leave your experiences in the comments below. Let's create a space where we can inspire and learn from one another. Because in the end, winning isn't just about achieving goals, it's about becoming the best version of yourself. And that journey is one we all share.